Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. You're welcome to my channel. It's been a while, but here we are today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, or you had a wonderful day wherever part of the globe you're in. I just wanted to share this video with you and to know what your thoughts and your views are in the world we're in today, and it's a progressive way. In a progressive way, we're going to a very different system, which is the AI, artificial intelligence. Um, what is your concern about it? Like right now, we've realized that, or if some people put it this way, some people who had helped in developing this uh, um, AI. Some of them are leaving the companies that they work for, and speaking out and saying, "Oh, the way this AI is going to hurt the society. It's going to be really bad for humanity." All of this, they all coming up with their fears and their worries. It's why they have to leave the company. The fact that the governments are not having any regulation, or they don't even know how to regulate this AI, and it's so dangerous to humanity if it's not, you know, totally monitored, regulated, and watched by those who are able to take out the bad guys, because it can be used in any way to hurt a nation, a community, a people. And the fact that this particular AI is, yes, it's good in some way, but it's going to hurt humanity as a whole in some areas, or hurt some people more than others. In so many people are coming up with all their worries and fears, and also you're looking at this. Okay, it's going to be good in this way. We can use AI to do some certain things that might help in education, healthcare, and all of that. The same AI can be used to really, really hurt the country or hurt nations, because of the way it can be used to also do some very terrible things in education, healthcare system, governmental system, election, and the list goes on. So what are your concerns about it? What are your concerns? If people who have helped to create this AI are not sounding the alarm, I believe it's something that, okay, what is going on here? And the government all over the world have not come up with, this is how to monitor it. This is the watchdog that are going to be monitoring it. This is how we can tackle the wrong information about individuals or families, or whatever it might be that might be out there that could hurt someone's reputation, job, just name it. So, and we're thinking, okay. And I'm hearing Bill Gates talk about it on this particular video I want to show you. This is an interview, a very short interview, and I want to know what your thoughts are. What are your fears? What are your concerns? What are your worries? Do you have any worry at all? Like, oh my word, this AI is taking over. It's going to take over the countries or the nations of the world in a very short time. So do I see an article written and believe it because we think it's someone that wrote it, but it's actually AI generated? How do you know the difference? How do we avoid believing lies, over truth? How do we know which is truth and which is a lie? How do we investigate these things as individuals, and be protected from deception and believing wrongly? So this video, I want to know what your thoughts are. What concerns you when you think about AI? What are your concerns? What are your well, do I use the word fears? Let's say concerns, yeah. And what would be your suggestion to the government, if you were to suggest, if you were given a platform to speak of what the government should do to protect the citizens and all of the world, all of this? What would be your own idea? What would be your wisdom that people can learn from? Please leave us a comment at the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Click notification button so when we're on, you will be notified. Let's go hear what they have to say.
You get to speak to one of the richest people on the planet. After creating Microsoft, Bill Gates can now be found pushing for action on climate change through advanced technology. We constantly hear about the threat of AI and just how easy it is to manipulate just about anything. But what does one of the most influential figures in the world of technology think about it all? This week, I caught up with Bill Gates at the Breakthrough Energy Summit.
Well, Breakthrough Energy was created to drive innovation to avoid a climate change disaster. What I saw in 2015 when the world came together around the Paris Agreement was that there were no technologies that could deliver products without huge price increases. And so I talked to governments and I said, you need to raise your research and development budgets, and I'll make sure to raise billions so that whatever good ideas get generated, we can make sure they get funded and get into the marketplace. And so, in the last 9 years, we've backed over 100 companies. We're here, showing the state of progress. And, it makes me optimistic that these technologies will get out and start to bring emissions down.
The goal is to get to zero, and we are hearing some of the poorer developing countries screaming from the rooftops saying, we are on the front lines of this. Get your act together. Do you think the richer nations, the more powerful nations, are getting their act together on this? Well,
the need for the rich countries is not only to zero their emissions, but also to take their ability to fund the R&D and fund the early stage rollouts so that it gets to what I call a zero green premium. So then you can say to the middle income countries, no, this is not more expensive. If it's more expensive, they'll say, hey, the rich countries should fund it, but because that would be hundreds of billions, it'll never happen. And so the only way to square the need to deploy this is to get it so that it's not more expensive. And I wasn't sure how well that would go when I started Breakthrough Energy, and I'm amazed. The human innovation is incredible. When faced with an important challenge like this, these companies have responded.
We read reports, people who have left OpenAI, for example, who are warning that, for example, technologies that are being developed could overthrow the US government. Is that the kind of thing that worries you, that keeps you up at night?
Well, I've not heard that particular scenario. AI is so important that we have to make sure it's mostly being used by people with good intent. So anytime you have a new technology, it's mostly used by teachers and doctors and scientists to help them be more effective. If you have somebody who's engaged in something like a cyber attack or, political interference, AI could be used by them. And so you have to make sure the good guys are staying ahead in detecting and preventing that type of usage.
Are they? Because there are bad actors as well, state-sponsored as well.
No, to date, there's nothing gigantic about AI. I mean, misinformation is there, but that's nothing to do with AI. It is something that we've got to anticipate and say, okay, if something's not real, you've got to mark it because we know when something's printed on a piece of paper, anybody could have typed it in, but we still think of videos as somehow authentic because it used to be hard to fake. And so a little bit, people have to really ask, okay, where did this come from? There'll be laws creating penalties for fooling people. But the biggest thing is going to be advancing medical science, advancing education, and taking this climate issue and getting that innovation to move even faster.
But in terms of cyber attacks, for example, there are concerns that infrastructure could be targeted and attacked. Hospitals, water, electricity, all of these things could be targeted and hit by the bad actors. There are concerns, genuine concerns around that.
Sure, but we've had that before. You have the defense, which has to be smarter than the offense, and both sides will use AI to up their game.
And in terms of AI, are you at all worried about the future of AI?
Well, certainly AI is a wonderful technology when it's used to help with teaching and health. It'll bring changes that will challenge governments to think, oh my goodness, okay, this is changing. You know, how do we step up? And, you know, it's at a time where do people trust government to step in and do those things? How agile will government be? And so this dialogue where governments are starting to pay attention, that's very important.
Bill Gates, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Wow, I hope you've learned something by just listening, or, you know, hear something new, or something just, you know, you just have kind of reinforcement of what you've already known. Please don't forget to leave us a comment of what you think about us, that a country can be overthrown by using AI, you know, electricity can be shut down and then there's no power completely. And so many things that can go wrong, as much as so many things can go well if well used. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.